I always forget. There we go. That's recorded. And let me put this in Workplace real quick. And then we're going to kick it off.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Oh, look at you. Hello, my dear friend. How are you? All right. So now we got. All right. So quick summary before, since we're getting started, for anybody that just pulled into this one, since it is being recorded, this is live in Workplace as well. Here's the rub. We're talking about database. We're talking about being able to communicate with our database. And I'm going to give you things every other week, already built out, already done, literally copy and paste. And I'm going to spend a little bit of time talking about where I got it from and how you can use it. You can send out what I'm giving you every other week to anybody. I would literally send it to everybody, buyer, seller, doesn't matter. It is generic enough that it will work everywhere. And it is not regionally oriented. It is United States market oriented, being an expert. You can do regional things, absolutely, for sure. The world expert, the real estate expert is what we're trying to create for everybody. I want you all to be that expert in the eyes of the buyers and sellers that you're talking to out there that are in relationship with you. And to do that, they're going to have to hear from you. Well, it took me about 3 weeks to figure out how to do this relatively intelligently. And I'm going to provide it for you guys every single other week, where that's a minimum standard. And we're going to go through all of it. So I'm George. If you haven't figured that out, I've been in real estate for 20 years. I am absolutely, I'm also your business partner, which I want you to know. If you want to have a conversation with me, if you want to talk about your business, there's a couple ways you can do it. You can reach me through Workplace Chat. You can get on my calendar for a longer 15, 20-minute conversation at quicktalkwithgeorge.com. I will probably put that in the chat if I can figure out how to work the chat at a high level. I'm not known for that, by the way. Let's see. I am going to drop the article in here so that you guys have that. So loading up right now in the chat is an article called Article Written with Today's Date. That's the foundation for everything that we're going to be, or that you have, that's at your disposal. Copy and pasteable into whatever CRM you're using. I use KV Core because it's free, and I'm a huge advocate for free. My clients are in there. I have around 350 people that I'd be sending this to, buyers, sellers, and people that are just in my database that I want them to know I'm an expert. Every real estate agent that has been in business for over 3 years will attribute that most of their business does come from their database, from the people that already know them, like them, and respect them. If you are all stupid like me, you've done this and perhaps ignored your database. And that's not something I would advise. And here's why. They still call. We still have business that comes from our database. But the thing is, we're no longer doing this. We spent time and effort on, well, let's work with people we don't know. Let's cold call. Let's do whatever you want to do. And whoever just Natasha did that, you put my Calendly link in there. You're awesome, Natasha. There's my Calendly link. It's right at the, I love you. Thank you. God bless you, dear, my friend. We're spending time and energy saying, let's find something new. And we're not spending time on the people that already know, like, and trust us. What I'm going to give you every other week is I want to give you something that elevates your status in the community. You're no longer, oh, well, they're just real estate agents. You're professionals in the environment. And I'm going to challenge you. This is redundancy, but it's so important. I'm going to challenge you to make this not an every other week thing that you do with your database, but a weekly thing where you're sending something to them on a weekly basis. The first step is go to your CRM, whatever that may be, and let's actually apply it. I'm going to start with that, and then I'm going to go backwards into where does it come from? Again, a redundancy, but you guys have got to put this to work. And here's why. The people in your database, the people that you have in your phone, they already know who you are. They already trust you. They are the ones that can refer somebody to you. However, what they may not know, my clients as well, is I'm a focused market expert. I know what's going on in the market, and I'm very, very knowledgeable. So I'm letting them know through these ongoing communications that yes, I am focused on professional. Now, this is not the only thing that they receive. That's important. They may receive this on a weekly basis, but they can either choose to engage or not engage in there. The following week, hold on one second. The following 2 weeks from now, we're going to be talking about additional communications with them. We're not going to cover this. There'll be something for you to have for free. We're going to talk about how can we communicate with them additionally. And we've covered that, but this is really critical. We are getting into the buying season. It literally starts in the overall world. The buying season for real estate starts the day after Valentine's Day. Gentlemen, that's Wednesday. If you're not doing your job properly, run really quickly into the camera right now. Okay, get the flowers, do the right thing, elevate your status. Ladies, sit back, let us spoil you. That's our job. Valentine's Day is all about the stronger of the sex, and that ain't us, I promise you. We're into buying season very, very shortly. Your database needs to know that you're the best and that you're educated. That's what we're going to do. All right. So we're going to go backwards. I'll share my screen. What we're going to do is I'm going to jump into KV Core, and I want to show you how this layout works. So this is KV Core. Thumbs up, anybody? Let's see. I've got very few faces. You can all see it. Terrific. That's great. This is a challenging environment to work in sometimes until you get it. I have a template set up and I organize my templates, which is very hard to see, but this little section right over here in the template name has asterisk, 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 asterisk. This is my weekly template. I use it every week and I just change things out in it. Now, I've already done the changes, so you don't have to worry about that. But the reason I do that is I want to make sure, and by the way, this title is in the document for you. Actually, it's not, but this is your template title. I have the subject line that's in the document. What I want you to do is probably put 4 asterisks and a send all. The reason for that, it'll be the very top one that shows up in your KV Core templates, and I'll show you where that is in a second. So this title is in there. Wow, slower U.S. inflation is set to fuel Fed rate cut optimism. Now, these sections, as you can see, they pop up and highlight. Be careful, because when you click here, you can delete them and you have to start over again. This part was taken right from the article, the one that's in quotes. And I'm not going to bore you with looking at it, but this is all in a Word document. And this is the Word document where everything is. This part right here, all of it is set to copy and paste. You can drop it into KV Core. I will do a quick tutorial on this with KV Core. The first thing you do is you have rows. It's the second thing in line, but it's rows. And you can take a row and drop a row. And then you can go to your content and put either an image, a button, a text message. And there is a lot of tutorials on this. But if I wanted to put text, I would drag and drop the text in there. And now this is ready for me to type in. But I don't want that, so I'm going to delete it. Then I would have to delete this entire section if I wanted to delete that too. Just a matter of playing around with it. Everything you need, including this image, is in this Word document. And the image is right here, and you'll have to upload it. I do want to show you this because it's important. And these are broken up by different rows. You'll see, or in the row section, what I did is I selected this one. Kind of hard to see, but what this is, it's got a place where I can drop one type or image. In this case, I put an image and I put the text next to it. This is an image dropped in. When you click on it, you can change the image and simply upload it to your computer. I want the image because I want visual. Okay, this is important. When you're sending out an email, when you're communicating to anybody, normal human reading pattern is they read the subject line, which is called the hook. They scan the article for things that are relevant, that it would be, in this case, an image. and I'll show you in just a second, or bullet points, they usually read the last section of the article, and then we'll go through and read everything you've written. However, let's be fair, none of us are professional writers, so we would use ChatGPT, and you can copy and paste an entire article in ChatGPT and say, please summarize this article in 2 paragraphs or more. And that is part of the conversation we're going to have. So this article, Mr. Brett, it's good to see you, sir. So this is the article I just put into ChatGPT. This is what you guys are looking at that you have in the that I've summarized for you. I want to show you what I started with. This was my command to it. Summarize this article in 2 paragraphs with 4 bullet points that will catch attention to supplement the 2 paragraphs, poorly spelled word in this article, the core consumer price index and measure. That was actually this is the whole article. So from here, hard to see, but basically everything we're covering till here, that's all the article. This is what I copied and pasted in there. And it's a big article. This is the summary they gave me. Okay, so they condensed all that down into summary. I said, I rewrite this summary above in simpler terms and shorter, with ease of reading being the focus. Remember, you can control what comes out of ChatGPT. So I took this really big article and I wanted it into 2 paragraphs, which I'm going to play around with. You already have it done. I want to show you how I did it. ChatGPT wrote it. That's why I don't spell myself. And they reduced this into 2 paragraphs with some bullet points. So I'm going to go back to KV Core and show you what I'm talking about. So this is these 2 paragraphs. I took this first part, which is actually a direct quote, and I did write the quotations in there. And I placed it in there. I then split the paragraph up. I always want to have an image and then some text next to it, because to me, that reads easier. The image becomes a point. And remember, we talked about the key points, the bullet points, because an article should have a catching title, bullet points, a good summary, and then the rest of the article. And ChatGPT can write all of it for you. Little secret here, real important for everybody that's on this and paying attention. You don't have to be perfect or an expert. And I got to say this again. You don't have to be perfect or an expert. You have to be present for them. They have to know that you're engaged in real estate without going, here's a normal one. Hi, Susie, it's George. Yeah, who do you know that needs to buy or sell in the next month? Would you please just, would you call them right now and just tell them about me, or maybe text? I mean, that's ridiculous. That's not setting you up as an expert. That's setting you up as needy. We're professionals. All of you are professionals. We want to communicate to our clients. At some time, we're going to ask for referral. But on every week and every other week, as we're doing this, I want you to come to your clients as an expert in the marketplace. Marvin, I'm talking directly to you, brother. You need to be the expert. They need to know that you are sending stuff to them on a weekly basis, and they can count on Marvin to be the guy. He's the one that sends me the information every week. He's the one that I know about, that I know is a real estate professional. I'm picking you on Marvin because you're walking around the house, and well, I just figured, what the heck, I'm gonna jump on you. By the way, go Chiefs. Gosh, we got an amazing game that it turned out. I thought we were going to be bored and snooze. Sorry for all of you San Francisco fans. I just had to put it out there, but Mahomes is, man, God, he's good. That's a Super Bowl reference for anybody that wasn't watching the game. I wasn't really. I was watching the commercials, and there were some phenomenally good commercials yesterday. If you go to TikTok and say really, or Super Bowl commercials, save you 4 hours of misery watching football and 20 minutes of really good stuff. There's some funny things. All right. Our goal is to make you an expert in the eyes of your clients. So let's go back to the shared. I'm going to go back to KV Core, and that's my platform. They all work about the same. So again, copy and paste. I've got my bullet points. You'll notice that this is its own section. Remember how I did that? You take the rows, you drag it in, drop them in. And then once you get the row in there, you drag in, well, in this case, text or whatever it is that you're going to put in here. And here's your options. Play around with it. But once you have your template, you don't have to do it again. Now, on the read article, there is in this, well, I'll click on it. You can see that this is where the URL goes to. So here's the thing. I put the article in here so you can literally just copy and paste it, and you drop it in right in here, when you click on this, this is the bullet point. And this is really what I did is I dropped in under content. I dropped in a button. That's all this is. It's just a button. I dragged and dropped it there. And then I put in the button, the URL. Now, Jackie and I do a lot of work on YouTube. So we put in our February YouTube video. You don't have to. One other thing I want to suggest for you. If you're going to invest an hour or two getting this set up, hopefully you already do, but this is called a tail, and it's what I call below the line. This is my standard email template from this blue bar right here down. These are all hot link searches where somebody clicks on them, they go right to my KV Core and they're searching. If they're thinking of selling, they want to know their home value. That's our home value app that you can choose. Same thing, it's a button, and in the button, you can put it in. In fact, everybody has this. I'll show you what it looks like. Everybody has this. Pardon me. Put in your address. This is my valuation page. It is a free product with KV Core. Okay. Also, if they want to connect to showing, at that point, what they're going to do is they're going to actually text message me directly. And they say, hey, I really want to see a house. And it's our signature and another image because images sell. In a nutshell, this is everything you need. And this document has everything that I just showed you in there and in place. It is in the chat. It is also, if you go to the gpsglobalpartners.com, on the very front page, bottom left-hand section, is a thing called the daily downloads. And you can grab it at either one of those. I'm going to drop it in the chat again so everybody has it. Okay, so now it's in the chat twice. You have it. That is a Word document. Copy and paste and build it out. Here's the problem a lot of us have, myself included. We're getting busy to get ready to get started. This is something that's going to take an hour or 2 hour block of your time, learning how to create that very basic template and start off with one that just has your email signature in it. Okay. If you're not sure how to do it, go to YouTube and say, how do I do basic stuff in KV Core? Or here's another place for you to go. We have to take action. If you're in KV Core, by the way, I'm going to clone this since that's perfect. And I'm going to show you how to send this real quick. So I've done it in KV Core. Okay. So I'm going to go to my CRM, all my contacts. I'm going to clear the filters at this point because I want to start with nothing in there. And the only thing I'm interested in is buyers and sellers, basically my entire CRM, because you have to, and I'll show you how this works. Pardon me. You have to identify the people in your database that are in your CRM as either, it's under contactee, they either have to be buyer, seller, renter, vendor, or agent. So I'm going to select buyer and seller. I'm going to apply the filters. Now, in just a couple seconds, it'll populate. We're just waiting for it to think. There we go. So now it's got everybody in here. And if you go down to the very bottom, I happen to have mine defaulted at 250. I have 307 people I'm going to be sending this to. And we're going to do this in real time right now. So what I'll do is I'll select all of them. I'll go email, and up here I'll go template. And that's the one I just created. It usually defaults. If not, I know 4 asterisks will pull up options for me for the template. That's why I put the 4 asterisks in front, because there's usually a lot of templates in KV Core, and I want that to be one I can easily search. Now, of this, you'll see 15 people have unsubscribed. Awesome. If they unsubscribe, I don't want to talk to somebody that doesn't want to talk to me. So don't get worried about that. It's going to happen. It's totally cool. Anybody that goes to a KV Core, or if you're putting something out on social media, I'm going to talk about that as well. I'm going to talk about how to do Facebook searches on social media next week, 2 weeks from now, when we're doing this. And I'll show you exactly how to set that up as well. So it's going to be contacting our database at a higher level. Hopefully we'll get to this. You guys have got to get this done. So this is in, it's ready to go. I check and make sure it populates properly, and it does, and I click send. Okay, wait for it. Emails on the way. Now, I literally just sent that out to 250. I'm going to send the other ones when we're done. I'm not going to bore you with me going through the process as it repopulates. And I'll go down to the bottom. I'll click the, actually, I am going to bore you. So if you're going to do this and you have it set up here, it says 250 people. When you scroll down, you're going to have to go all the way to the bottom and you have to click the next button. And that'll bring up the next group of 250 or whatever number. Now you can change that to 100 at a time, but it's easier bulk wise to do all of it. You can also set up, and I won't go into this, but if you go to KV, when you're in KV Core, you have the opportunity to set up a mass email where it sends it out automatically. Y'all get that every Sunday when I send out what the classes look like. I schedule that on Friday to come out on Sunday. This up here, hold on, I just lost where it was. I'm in the wrong place, but there, oh, so down support and training, lots of information down here. Very, very, very helpful for you. Let me real quickly just get this out. Go to email again. Pick the template. 3 of these 57 have unsubscribed. Excellent. I'm not interested in talking to people that aren't interested in talking to me. So that's been sent out. What we've just done is Jackie and I have elevated ourselves, as opposed to just being the basic person. We have elevated ourselves as to experts. Now, the people that are, you got your cameras on, thank you very much. You're the only ones, not really true. The only ones I'm really interested in are the ones with their faces on. Do y'all remember me talking about Google Alerts and how to set that up? Give me a thumbs up if you guys are clear on that. Got 1, 2, okay. All right, faces on. Google Alerts. I'm going to do this real quick because I think this is important. Every single day, and I'm a huge proponent of this, I want you guys to take this as the #1 homework right now for everybody on the call. And if you're going to do this, please do me a favor. Put in the chat, I commit. I want you to set up Google Alerts for whatever is appropriate to you. And every morning at 6 o'clock in the morning, there'll be an email that shows up with news articles about whatever it is you want to set up. So this is so valuable for your expertise. Now I'm in Google right now, and I'm going to go to google.com/alerts. All right, so this is my personal, because it's my page, my George Philbeck page. This is my personal set of alerts. Anybody here, I can type in here, cats that purr. And I would click on create alert. So if there's an article in Google about cats that purr, I'm going to get that article sent to me in an email format and broken down so that I can see it at a high level. In fact, this is exactly what it looks like. This is my Google Alerts email that shows up every single morning. You'll actually see this when interest rates decline, movers, the 6 charts, Orlando development, U.S. inflation. This is the article I actually just wrote about right here. That's the exact article I took, and I said I'm going to borrow it. That's my Google Alerts. Well, I don't want cats that purr, so I'll delete that. But I have, let's see, ones that are relevant. I put my name in there. Y'all put your own name in there. If you show up on Google and it's something, wouldn't you want to know what somebody's writing about you? I put in Orlando new development, Paul Saperstein, because, well, he's awesome, and the guy just crushes it with sales, and I want to know to recognize him. Real estate agent growth, real estate breaking news, real estate news. I'll show the rest of them. U.S. housing market, U.S. inflation. Because that's important right now, that is something I want to show up. And every day, if there's an article, I get that sent to me. What would happen, y'all think about this, if you set it up perhaps around your local area? I'm living in Orlando, so if I set up Orlando real estate news, I actually have that. Real estate breaking news. What if every day I spent 10 minutes putting into a template an article that was relevant to the people in my world? It's a summary article that ChatGPT kind of summarizes for us. I give my input into it and I send it out. The people, again, that I can see, thank you with your faces on, I appreciate that. Show of hands, who thinks that if they sent out something, let's say twice a week, even once a week, or maybe a couple times a week, 3 or 4 times a week, that was relevant about the real estate market, that they would be elevated in the minds and eyes of the consumers that they're communicating with, that these people were pretty freaking knowledgeable about real estate. Do you think that that would change their perception of your skill set? Give me a thumbs up if you do, because it will. Think about this. You're bringing to them relevant things. Now, the truth is, they may not want information about selling a home right now because they're not going to sell, not until June. It's not relevant right now. But what will happen is if they have any interest at all, they won't delete you. These are people that already know you. Or if you're going to, and next week, we're going to cover this. This is my tease for next week. Next week, I'm going to show you how to create Facebook ads using your KV Core, or really whatever CRM you have, and to put it into Facebook and put it out. We're going to talk about business pages, which everybody here has a right to, where you can boost it too. Imagine, we're almost at that time. We have a school district here in my area, a high school in my area, that is incredibly desirable. So I'm going to create a search in KV Core, and I'm going to show you that next week. And that search is around, well, there's actually 2 high schools. I'm going to create a search around these 2 high schools. I'm going to write a Facebook ad. I'm going to post it in my private personal page and send it out, and I'll share that with you. And then I'm going to share it to my business page by simply going share and select my business page. And from my business page, I can boost it, which means I can spend a little bit of money. But if anybody searches on there, they're searching on my KV Core. I have the opportunity to attract them and capture their information. Why would they even be looking if they weren't interested in perhaps moving into this school district, high school district? KV Core can do that. That's the kind of people, they're very specific. I'm looking for them. And I only need, for me, I only need about 12 or 15 per year to basically pay the bills from my outbound marketing. I'm going to show you how to do that 2 weeks from now. Next week is an emerging agent class. And that what we're doing on that one, we're talking about just the general philosophies of anybody that's going from 0 to about 15 transactions. We're going to cover what's involved. I've got a little bit of teaching of things that we should be doing. Databases, of course, I'm going to be referencing back to where you guys are already at. Good for you. And every week on Mondays, we are going to focus on making sure that your business thrives. The interest rates right now, quite honestly, are a little bit high. They're higher. We were hoping they would come down. The inflation is coming down, but this being very transparent, they don't include fuel and food. And that gives a wrong real reading. We do have an inflation issue. I think that no matter what, and this is my massive political statement here, it doesn't matter who is in office, whoever is the current administration, regardless of your opinion, is irrelevant. We can all agree that they will do whatever they can, rightfully so, any administration would, to have an economically sound and fit environment. And I believe the current administration has done a very good job of controlling inflation and getting it down. We suffered through it last year. We ripped off the Band-Aid. I would do the exact same thing. It was the only way in which to do so. But I'm also wanting to get reelected. So of course I'd want to make sure that this year is a little bit better. I expect it's going to be. I was a little disappointed that we didn't get a rate drop in the meeting that happened at the end of January. It wasn't projected, but I was really hoping for it. There has been previously a lot of scuttlebutt that the rate drop won't happen until May. Well, that's through the season. I don't think that's the case, though. I think that the next meeting they have, they're going to drop the rates. We just had more support, that it's under control, but a very nice pent-up buyer-seller demand, which is out there, will be spurred on even more with some adjustments in the current interest rates that we're dealing with. Keep your eye on that. Maybe set up your Google alerts that says US inflation so that you see every day what's coming there. Imagine the levels of conversations you can have about what's happening with the world economic content, what's going on there, which that affects us. with your local real estate developments. One of the things I have, it's Orlando. Hold on a second, I'm gonna find it real quick. Orlando New Developments. We've got this huge building area that's going to be built out. It's like 1,500 homes with a water park and everything else. I sent that out because it was relevant. I said, this is going to be kind of cool. It's not just homes, it's where we can play. And it's going to rival, imagine the video that would come out with this one. It's going to rival SeaWorld. It's going to rival Aquatica. It's going to rival Disney Street water parks. So it gives me a topic of conversation that showcases me as the expert. You need to do that too. And what we talked about today was building that format for you, as well as getting this set up so that you have the ability to have more knowledge about the business. That's the Google Alerts part. All right, I want to open it up for questions. And then I want you guys to either build this in the time after that, or even better, start calling your database and letting them know that you love them. I will give you this real quick before we go to questions. So start thinking about if y'all have any questions. If not, I'm going to get to my prospecting and working. If you call the people that are in your database, and again, this is a lot more of that conversation will be 2 weeks from now. We're going to really dig into that. I'll give you some scripts and role plays on it. But if you call them, I don't want you calling them about real estate. This article you're going to send out every other week, or hopefully every week, or probably even better, twice a week on Mondays and Thursdays. This article showcases the fact that you're a real estate expert. There's nobody going to question it. You're an expert. You're talking real estate because you're going to put your spin on it a little bit. You can copy and paste a lot, but usually the bullet points are mine. I like to put in there something that'd be like Jackie and George's opinion, because I want them to get used to reading my opinion. So think about this one. If you're going to do this and we're putting this out, Angela, you're going to have Angela's opinion. And what that is it's got everything that's formatted for you, but you also say, so I want you to know, I think we're going to have a pretty good season, but we're waiting till February or till the meeting, which happens on March 13th. I will be reporting back to you on that. That may be your opinion. And you can Google when is the next Fed meeting. And what's going to happen though, Angela, and I mean this, and I am literally talking right to you, young lady, you will become much more of an expert on what's going on in that particular thing you're speaking about because you're reading this stuff on a daily basis. And I got to ask y'all, who would you rather work with? An expert who knows what's the market, what's going on, or somebody that doesn't? By the way, here's just a little footnote. Wouldn't it be a lot of fun to maybe put an article together because you're getting kind of self-creating at this point? And if you're finding that you've got a lot of buyers, or you remember how I selected buyers and sellers, maybe I just select the buyers and I put together a real quick video or an email. And in that email was a link to my Google page and in my Google documents, because you can link to anywhere. And that button was for a highlighted version of a purchase agreement in your particular area. So the purchase agreement, you may write the article. So the purchase agreement has really 4 key points that you must know about. And I've got a highlighted purchase agreement for you. In fact, click on the button down below. This is a text email that I'm typing for somebody. And click on the button down below for your copy so you can read it. If you're thinking of buying and selling, you need to know the details of this. I read this every month and I know everything about it. Feel free to give me a call. By the way, there's a button down below where you can text me right now. There are possibilities here that if we spent enough time thinking about them, 2 things will happen. Number one, you're going to actually come up with some great ideas that really are inspired and they're going to make a difference. And number 2, if you're doing this on a daily basis, working on your business, what I call WOB time, you're going to feel a heck of a lot better. And I can't speak for you, but I can speak for me. There have been days where I just didn't get everything done and I sat out there and I maybe watched TV or I drank an extra cup of coffee and started looking at boats or something because I'm like, I like boats. And I'm like, I didn't do everything. And I just didn't feel real good about myself. But imagine if you spent an hour or 2 or 3 hours a day working on your business. Imagine if I were, scary thought. Imagine if I were standing over your shoulder. Angela, I am so talking to you at this point. Right in that fuzz background. Can you imagine me standing over you like this? Go, what are we doing now? Let's go. Ready? Come on. You got this. Every once in a while, I'll be like, what? Come on. Right now. Back to focus. Back to focus. First off, you'd probably get the mace out and spray me in the face, and I would deserve it at that point. You're like, all right, that's just, you're invading my personal space, Philbeck. Back up. But imagine what would happen if we did that for 3 or 4 days, right? I mean, you get it, don't you? And I am kind of just, I'm not picking on you. I swear to God, I'm standing with you. I'm supporting you. But what would happen to your business if we gave it the real focus we need to? So something that Jackie and I have started doing with each other, and we have a Zoom meeting, and everybody's like, "Why?" Well, because we're completely focused. If we're on a Zoom call, and we actually do this every morning at 8 o'clock in the morning, and say, "Okay, what are we going to get accomplished today?" Now, for all of you that don't know, this is my wife. Like, just say, "All right." Most of the time, she's pretty much right next door. I mean, like I could go and just talk to her, but we do it on the Zoom because it's where we're up and we're ready and we're going to work. And like today, we did it from 8 to 8:20, and then I hopped over to this call. What I'm suggesting is, what if you found a partner in crime, somebody that is, at a similar level to you, that you have a feeling of respect for? And what if you set up a month or morning accountability where it could be a phone call, but it's really better if it's Zoom? Now think about this. Judith, let's say it was you and I. I'm going around the board and picking on people at this point. And you're off the hook, Marvin. I already got you. So you're good. You're safe on this one. But Judith, if it were you and I doing this, it's like every morning at 8 o'clock, we're going to hop on the phone, or better yet, on a Zoom call and say, listen, all right, so I've got like 3 things I'm going to get accomplished today. I've got to make some phone calls. I'm going to call my 7 people that are in my database. I'm going to do that first. And I've got to, based on this meeting or the call that we're having, I'm pretty sure I got to get an article out today. So I'm going to block an hour of time off on getting the article. And I really want to do that thing about around the George showed us about working with the database, but I'm going to focus on the foreclosures, because I'll show you next 2 weeks from now, you can actually select the foreclosed properties in your community with KB Core, and it'll show all of them. And wouldn't it be great to write an article that said, steal these homes? These are the foreclosed properties that a lot of people don't know about. Some of these are the best values. That would be a great script for that. And then have the link where they click on it and they go into your KB Core. And Judith, I'm going to do that as well. That's the last thing I'm going to do. So I'm going to get these 3 things accomplished today. If you want to, what do you want to get done today? And if I put you on the spot, so that's not fair, don't feel you have to answer. If you don't have it, kind of, I knew where I was going. I cheated. I'm just burying you. If you're not really cool with it, you're off the hook.
That's fine. That's okay.
Fine. Do you have a couple things you want to get accomplished today?
Of course, yes. Actually, I have a couple of questions for you, because you went through very fast and I missed it. You said that there's a button in KB Core where it says there's a free product of how much is my house worth, but I missed it where it was.
Okay, so I'm going to do this when we're done with the Q&A part. I will show you that. I'm going to write it down. It's the home value. Okay?
But I'm definitely up to doing this. Absolutely.
So what we would do at this point is I set up a meeting. Just let's say you and I were going to do accountability partners on here. And for all of you all, please consider this, because this is so helpful to have somebody else helping you. And if you're going to do it, let's play nicely. Look around here, and literally, if you're interested, you want an accountability partner. Mike, I'm not sure how much is what. Mike just asked a question. So Mike, do me a favor. How much is how much does that service cost? Let me know what the service is so I can answer that for you, brother. I'm not
looking over our shoulder and telling us we're not paying attention.
Oh, it's $1.35 an hour. I'm not cheap, dude. I have a saying I use all the time: gas, grass, or ass. No one rides for free. Okay. Now, also, I have a truck, so gas is expensive. I am married. I don't smoke pot. So basically,
Zoom call. We always do that.
A Zoom call for, there you go. Now we're off the hook. So I guess it's $1.35. Seriously though, y'all, if you're interested in that, put it in there, because it doesn't matter who it is. What matters is we do it. Now, one of the things that I would suggest in this is you need to schedule it. You need to have a schedule, and Zoom is free. And it really is about a 10-minute call. And it's just how are you? It's not social. It's what are you going to get done today? And then write it down. Now, in that schedule on your calendar, in every calendar event, you can put a description. And the description would be, what is the other person and what am I getting done today? And then for tomorrow, what are you going to do? You can actually put your to-dos inside your calendar appointment, so you know what you're going to be talking about. And when it asks you, do you want to change that for all events? I'd say no, just for this event. But if you've invited somebody to do that with you on a Zoom call, Google Calendars, if you're using Google Calendars, it lets you do Zoom. If you're using other ones, there's a way to do that. Why not use that as kind of your brain so that you don't have to consider every day, what am I thinking? What am I going to do? You could forward place something for you inside that calendar event. The act of accountability is huge. Jackie and I know exactly what we have to work on today. And as soon as I'm done, I'm going to get this done because I want to feel good at noon when I'm like, I'm out, that's it. And I'm not, I'll do busy work or other stuff. Please, I'm standing beside you. Remember this? Hey, let's get something done. I'm serious. Angela, if I was right back there, you'd be like, holy cow, this is kind of freaky. But we get so much accomplished, right? I mean, you feel it. You feel it would be able to like really push through that if you had somebody saying, "You got this. You can do it." You know, let's stay focused. You gotta self-manage. That's the bad part about real estate. It's up to us. All right. So, Edith, I've not forgot the home value. I will show that, but I want to open it up to questions for everybody to respect everybody's time. Anything you guys want to talk about as far as really anything, it's wide open now. I'm here for you 100%. If you want to have a conversation with me, Natasha, God bless her. She dropped it in there, but it's quicktalkwithgeorge.com is the URL, and that'll put you on my calendar. Just pick a time and we can set up a time and have a conversation. But let's anything for anybody who's got something they want to cover.
Hey, George, this is Adrian Marinetti.
Hey,
So, I'm 6 weeks in right now, and I got a question. So now that we're talking about KV Core, I have a let me give you a scenario. So I have a friend that's an investor, and I want to, I put him in my KV Core system as like a prospect, but I actually connected him because he buys property all over the place. So my niche is going to be kind of working with investors. I have another investor friend that's going to be doing it as well. So hopefully I can grab him to get him. But so I guess my thing is like I found another managing broker for him in Pennsylvania because he buys property in and out of the state. So he's all over the place. But now when I work with him, he's going to be referral basis on outside of the state. I already connected him with somebody in York, PA, with an EXP agent up there.
Cool.
How are you labeling these, like investor or rental clients? Because they're a little different. These people are, they're kind of in, they know real estate pretty well, and he's really versed. So same thing with his partner. But I was lucky enough to actually connect him with the EXP agent in PA. So how are you adding them into the database, and how are you, there's certain things you have to be mindful when you're working with investors. So do you have any tips or any advice?
Yeah, they don't offer it. It's a really, really good question. You're going to have some people that are unique, that don't fit under the normal buyer seller platform, or they're not vendors, or in my case, I have agents that all of you are in my KV Core because that gives me the ability to communicate. But I can, there's different types: buyer, seller, vendor, renter, agent. Those are the 5 options we have inside of KV Core. Is it fair, Adrian? Are you working with any renters? Do you see that you will be dealing with being the rental manager, or helping renters?
Yes. Yeah. Andy Coleman's my sponsor. So my main focus is going to be rentals and leases. So I am working with that. But like I said, the investor friends of mine, they also do that. They also have property managers. So that's going to be great for me to get involved with them as well, because that's also a little bit different aspect of the rental game. But they want to take some. I can also feed them renters as well. So it's starting to get a little more complex as I work with these people.
I would give them a separate hashtag. Would be exactly what I would do.
That's what I was thinking as well.
You want to exclude that hashtag, and I am going to show you how this works, because this is really important. And I don't want to miss on this. And this is a great time. If you don't mind, I'm going to come back and Edith, I'm going to go right to the home value as well. So I'm in this, this is the filter section right here. And under contact details, which is a drop down, you start with this. You could pick sphere. This is a great way to, where are they in the contract or in the purchase status? And it's up to you. There's articles on here. I would encourage you all to read that for sure. But under the contact details, hashtag is not. So let's say our hashtag was investor. And I probably didn't even spell that right. Hey, look at I did. Now I don't have a hashtag, but if it did, it would pop up down below, meaning there's a registered hashtag down below. And I'll show you what I mean by this. So EXP active, and it pops up in blue, then I would select it. So I don't have anybody that is an investor that's hashtagged as an investor. If I did, it would pop up. But let's say you did have somebody that's hashtagged as an investor. You with me so far?
I'm with you.
Hashtag is not, and then I could exclude them, or I would put hashtag is investor, and then I would send just to my investor clients. So hashtags give you the ability to really dig in, but it's also sometimes the ability to exclude a certain group. Like, honestly, we have it set up in ours where we have them hashtagged as male or female. And the reason for that is I'm going to send out an email very shortly to everybody that's male that is a buyer or a seller in my group and say, seriously, it's Valentine's Day tomorrow or 2 days from now, do the right thing. So I would exclude in my database anybody that's female, or I could include everybody that's male. So you see how I can really start to manipulate based on hashtags. That's the power of them. Don't get too detailed because it can get overwhelming. A couple of examples, and I appreciate you bringing this up, but I also like to do zip codes or regions. And the reason I do that is I know where they're currently at. And if there's something that's a geographic area focus, like everybody that's on the east side of Orlando or in Orlando on Saturdays, I say, I don't know about y'all, but I'm going to be down at the farmer's market in Winter Garden. It is awesome. Check this picture out. That's part of my text or my email that I'm sending them. I took a picture of it and copied it, pasted it in my email as an image. I'll be down there. Look for me. This is what Jackie and I look like. We're gonna be walking around checking stuff out. But so I went off on a little bit of a tangent, but I think I got to the answer on that one. Did that help, Adrian? Did that square you away?
Yeah, no, that's great. Yeah, no, because then I can kind of separate him, because he like I said, he goes in other states. He has property in Ohio, and then I'm in Maryland, so he's going to Pennsylvania, Ohio, and now he's going to be also doing work in Maryland. So I'll be helping him with some transactions in Maryland. Now, the other aspect of it is recently I connected him with possibly a business opportunity with another agent in York, Pennsylvania. How do I add that broker or managing or that agent's company into my database? Do I add him as a vendor or as a resource, as a coworker?
As an agent, Adrian.
As an agent.
All right.
Okay.
So hang tight, Adrian, because I want to make sure we respect everybody's time. So I'm in KV Core. And for all of you that don't know, when you're in KV Core, when you open up KV Core, you can click on your name. In this case, it says Jackie and George. And then you have your email address. This world is your website. And then you have your app. Please copy that app, share that as well. It is incredibly powerful. You can do all sorts of maintenance on your home, everything in it. But I click on my website. So this will pop up. It's my website URL. I click on sell. This link right here that I'm just showing up on top, this link right up here. Y'all see that? Specific to your question, that is the URL. And if I copy that, I can open up any web page, any website, anywhere I need to, and it will always be the exact same thing. Okay. Now, your next question would be, well, how do I get all this information? How do I fill all this information out? And that's a really good question. You come down to support and training, and then go to the courses there, a YouTube channel, or you can click on this and you can ask a question. It's the lower right-hand corner. You can type in a question, search for help, and it's actually very user-friendly. It will take a little bit of effort. However, once you're done, you know it. Once you set up this email template, and that was the basis of our conversation today, the email template is set up. All you're doing is adding content above it. The email template is at below the line. And then also, what does it look like? In every week or every time I send it, I just change it. I change the content. I change an image. I change a link. But it takes me 15 minutes. ChatGPT writes most of it. They summarize it. If it's too complex, I think you got that, to rewrite it and make it simpler. And it did. And I'm like, perfect. And because, Angela and I think the same, we'd be like, all right, and here's Angela's corner. Here's my thoughts. So again, not picking, loving on. All right. I want you to get that, Angela. I'm coming at you. Both of y'all, all of y'all. I appreciate you guys. This takes setup, wob time, working on your business time. But once it's done, you can duplicate it. You have now a system. You're not entrepreneurial, you're purposeful. So the next level is, the next thing that would happen is, did this make it onto your schedule? Is this something that needs to be done every week? We'll give you guys a day off. Let's say you forgot to do it one week or didn't get to it. Don't stop till the magic happens. Don't quit before it does. Because they need to know you're the expert, and you are. You're licensed, you're qualified. You can do anything you put your mind to. You're probably in your own way. Get out of it. You deserve everything good that's coming to you. I guarantee that if you put the time and energy in, 3 hours a day where you're productive and working, not cheating 3 hours, but 3 hours with me standing over your shoulder, kind of giving you the eyeball. What are we doing? Your business will pick up momentum. Fair warning, it takes 90 days. So let's just start right now. Fair warning, it takes an accountability partner, somebody to say, this is what I'm going to do today, so that you don't get to do what I do, which is lie to myself. I did this with Tiffany a while back. I did this and I shared this with Tiffany. I'm going to share it with y'all as well. I wrote down what I did over a 3-day period of time. I worked less than about 4 or 5 hours, and I spent over 9 hours looking at boats. And this is during my regular work schedule. Okay, I'm pretty good at what I do, and I'm pretty disciplined, and I kept horrible time management. I just want you guys to commit to 2 hours of real work. This time does not count. Just telling you, doesn't count. This is knowledge time. It starts in 5 minutes, because this is over in 5 minutes. 5 minutes from now, you're working. What are you going to work on? I've got to write the content for 5 videos today that are short videos, and then 5 commercials for those. I've got to set up an appointment I'm going on tomorrow, make sure that's squared away. And then I've got to work with Joe, who's our administrator, and make sure he's got everything working the right direction too. And then we're building out what is going to be the most amazingly powerful open house curriculum ever. We already have one that's available for everybody, but I am done with the way it is doing. I am going to amp it up so that it is literally in a box ready for you to go. Because I want you all to have that, and that means we're ordering signs and having them where they can ship nationwide and they're compliant across the board. There's a lot of back work there, but it's my commitment to make sure that you guys have the right ability to do that at a very high level. That's what I'm doing today. If I can get even 2/3 of that done, that's a huge day. What are you going to do? All right. Anybody have anything else? I think we've covered it. I have to ask, Judith, did that help? Did that help you with the answer to that one? Okay. All right. Good enough. Dig in there and explore. That's not productivity time. That's WOB time, working on your business. Okay. Productivity time is I'm doing something. Exploring, no. Creating something, yes. That is productive. But always focus, is it something that actually can result in a communication or a contact of some type or another with people that I don't know or that I don't know well? Here's a simple math. If you stood out in front of your local grocery store with a flyer that showcased your expertise in real estate, and I don't know, maybe had Google Alerts educate you on the local area, and you literally stood there and spoke to 212 people, what it takes to boil water. 212 people and said, I'm a real estate professional. Here's my information. I help people succeed in buying and selling. And either if you're selling, you're making the most amount of money. If you're buying, you're making the most, because I'm a great negotiator. If you need somebody, I want you to have my information. If you did that to 212 people, one of those persons would work with you, period. It's just mathematically proven. We've done that. Now, to be fair, actually, half y'all could do it. Gentlemen, I'm sorry to throw you under the bus. If we did that, they would basically have us arrested. Ladies, because you aren't as threatening and much nicer, they would let you probably get away with 100 people. It's not reasonable to do that in front of the grocery store. But the thing is, if you're going to reach out and talk to that many people, you can basically say whatever you want and somebody will work with you. We are in the job of marketing first and foremost. You're marketing that you're an expert. That's what today was about. And you are. All right. I finish it all the time with this. And this is the secret to database and the secret to success in everything you're going to do. Go out and tell somebody that you love them, that they're important, that they matter, and that you genuinely care about them, and listen to them, ask them questions, make sure they know that they're loved and respected. That, my friends, is the key to database. The worst thing that'll happen is you'll make somebody's life better. The best thing that'll happen is it will make your day better as well. Somebody may need to know that you love them and that they actually matter. That's communication with your database. That's the conversation we're going to have in 2 weeks, but I'll give you the foreshadowing to it. If you called everybody in your database and said something as simple as this: Adrian, it's George. I haven't heard from you in a while. Your name popped up on my phone. Thinking about you. By the way, I noticed that you and your significant other went skiing in Alta, Utah. Looked amazing. I just wanted to call and say I was thinking about you, man. How is the world treating you? Now, at some point, Adrian may say, because he gets my emails all the time, well, the world's fine. Everything's great. Thank you very much. It's nice of you to call. How's the real estate? Adrian, this is a personal call. I'll be back in the office in about an hour, and I can call you if you have any questions about real estate. Do you? And I literally physically lean in when I say that because it sounds different. Y'all, seriously, if you can, close your eyes. So I'll be back in the office in about an hour, and I can call you back then if you have any questions about real estate. Do you? There's a difference in that tonality. His answers can be, no, I was just checking. No worries. Again, personal call. I was just thinking about you. I wanted to call, tell you I was thinking about you. And I was really, really excited about whatever it was, XYZ, PDQ. Okay. Now that first conversation, if you haven't done it in a while, usually a little bit awkward. I just want you to know that. Jing, good to see you. Glad you're on, and you're rocking, young lady. I'm super proud of you. Sorry, I had to call Jing out on that one because I haven't talked to her in a while. I just want you to tell, bravo for you, dear. You're awesome. But that's database. That's what makes this all work. Please. There we go. Send that out. Thank you. Be on 2 weeks from now. 2 weeks. Put it on your schedule every Monday. Actually, just be on every Monday. And in fact, you should probably be on Tuesdays and Thursdays as well as Wednesdays. Mondays and Wednesdays are at 8:30. Tuesdays and Thursdays are at 1 o'clock. Valuable information. Tuesday is, and I want to throw this out there. Tuesday is basically a team meeting. What's going on in the current market? What can you expect? What's happening? This Thursdays, we have a lady named Diana Kokoska. For all of you that don't know her, I do. She is probably the most powerful woman in real estate, in my personal opinion. She was the president of KW Maps Coaching. I've had an opportunity to meet her a couple of times. Her son, Sean Kokoska, was the #1 buyer agent in the entire world, ran a buyer side business. It was phenomenal. He is now a business partner of ours, and even more amazing. Well, that's not fair. Diane is it. She is going to be having a conversation with us, which is a big deal, on Thursday at 1 o'clock. You might want to put that on your schedule too. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Let's feed your mind at 8:30 or 1 each day. Block that off for your learning time. It is now 9:31. I love you guys. You're awesome. If you like this, share it with some people, either on our GPS Global Partners or call some friends and say, listen, 2 things. I need you as an accountability partner every day. Let's talk about what we're going to do. 15 minutes at 8 o'clock in the morning, or whatever time is convenient for you that you both agree to. And the second thing is, hey, listen, you need to be on these calls because this was good stuff. This is recorded. It's in Workplace. It will be in YouTube as well, our YouTube channel. And for the life of me, I don't know what the hell where that is, but we'll figure it out and get it to you. It's somewhere. Actually, you can get it on the GPS Global Partners page. Have an amazing day. God bless you guys. Jing, thanks for popping in. Hi. Proud of you. You're awesome. You are killing it, young lady. So proud of what you're doing. By the way, for all of you that don't know, Jing is in my local market. And when she was first getting started, she said, I need to make some adjustments in my business, and really kind of took the bull by the horn, and uber impressed with what you're doing. Keep on it. You know, I'm here to help with everybody. QuickTalkWithGeorge.com. You're on my calendar because you are my business partner and I want you to be great. Love you guys. Have a great day. Oh, and it's going to end the call. So you don't even have to hang up because when I click this, it's going to end it for everybody. Bye, y'all. Keyshawn, knock him dead. I see you all day. I didn't pick on you just because you were like on my right-hand screen and you moved to my left, but I wanted to say good morning to you, Miss Keyshawn. Thank you for being on the call with us. God bless you, dear. You all have a great day.
Have a great day. Take
All
care.
right, bye now. Ken.